wave, and it could be anywhere up to 8 feet. And can you imagine 8 feet of water coming at you? Not just one little wave, in fact, not one 8-foot wave, 8 foot of ocean. The entire ocean would be coming ashore and taking with it all the debris. We're talking about the boulders coming up from the sea floor, as well as all the debris that it picks up along the coast, and just moving it as a mass inland. So be very careful. That is the worst case scenario. So it's not a surfable type of tsunami. Now the hurricane kits, obviously, we have
Did you get one?
Yep. More minutes.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
Get any tsunami advice?
Well, not really. Just have fun.
Yeah.
You can see this was not visible a little while ago, just about a few minutes ago. This was not visible, so the water is already receding, and we are seeing lines, we're seeing ripples, we're seeing a change in texture, and we're definitely seeing a change in the height of the tide. Like I said a little while earlier, this was not exposed, so just give it a few minutes. We'll keep an eye on this situation, and you'll see that this will rise, and who knows, this run might even be covered depending upon the size of the tsunami swell, the initial tsunami swell here.
We're at Diamond Head Point waiting for whatever is coming our way. I'm going to let Mike Sherry, who's running the camera here, to kind of pan off and give you an idea of the number of people that have shown up here to see what's to come here in about a half an hour on the island of Oahu. There's a huge crowd that seems to be growing by the moment. The waves, well, obviously at this point not that big, and you could probably see as Mike went by that there's no one on them. There's been Coast Guard and fire department choppers out there with loudspeakers getting anybody that was surfing out of the water.
In Greece and India, the art of writing was forgotten and had to be reinvented from scratch after a lapse of hundreds of years. Recovery happened when it did happen in new places and among new peoples. In India, civilization gradually re-emerged far from the Indus, in Sri Lanka, where monumental irrigation works and buildings arose, and in the Ganges Valley, where logic, creative literature, mathematics, and speculative sciences reappeared during the next millennium. Greek civilization crystallized on the edges of the Greek world, in islands and small colonies around the Ionian Sea. The civilization of Persia emerged in what is now the province of Fars,
Okay, here we go.
remote and previously inert.
Diamond Head.
It seems an inauspicious background to a new age. But it meant a fresh start. The crises induced thinking about solutions. The multiplication of states, old large empires, broke up, was propitious for the emergence of a new intellectual class because it created patriots who were able to invest resources in the promotion of new thinking. The strife between states wasn't entirely a negative influence because it threw up the need for arbiters and envoys, which in turn created the need for professional training. This was an age of education. People devised ways of educating their way out of disaster and erected institutions which nourish the kind of thinking which could enable fresh sparks to be made. While the Bronze Age civilizations flourished, they had actually produced a falling away of innovative thinking when they collapsed. That was the opportunity for their heirs to hunger for novelty, and in some cases to deliver it.
Okay, so,
One can
here I am up on the
review
cliff
the
here.
history of the Age of Sages, which began
on the
in
backside of
consequence, in
Diamond
terms
Head.
of a sequence of great thinkers and great schools. Starting in India, where as far as we know, the earliest surviving written accounts of the teachings of great sages were shaped. The relevant texts are known as the Upanishads, derived from orally transmitted traditions deep in the past. Some scholars say maybe 1,000 years before they began to be written down in the middle of the first millennium before Christ.
Harbor. Okay.